Welcome back, and today I have a pretty intriguing video. Anyway, in today's video, I want to go over which dinosaurs do I think need a TLC the most. Ooh, question. Yes, so basically, this video is just going to be me covering a few dinosaurs which I think could use a bit of a touch-up, a bit of a TLC, a bit of tinkering, a bit of changing, you know? And also at the end, I'm going to do a little teaser of what I think might be the next TLC coming to this game, because I've got a few ideas, so, we'll see. But anyway, make sure to stick around to the end for that. If you're new here, feel free to like, share, subscribe. Absolutely helps me out an absolute ton. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. So, the first dinosaur that I think needs a TLC is Allosaurus. This is Allosaurus, and it is quite outdated. It really does, in my opinion, need some sort of TLC, whether it's animations, model, or even just general stat changes. Like, there's just something about it being the same for this long, and having an ability area this empty. I mean, it doesn't even have the smaller scale HUD. It's just 2 bites, 1 sense, 1 claw, 2 diets, 1 hide, 2 legs, and 1 tail. There's no variety. And it means Allosaurus, basically, whenever you fight an Allo, the only difference that you have to look out for is which bite they're using. And because it only has 1 bite, which one do you think most people are going to use? Because there's only, hatchet bite's good and all, but only in specific circumstances, whether you're in a group or if you're fighting something big and slow. Apart from that, you're going to want the regular bite. So, Allosaurus, I think, majorly needs some sort of change up or TLC just so it can be improved. This isn't the Allosaurus we have, but it's the Allosaurus we need type thing. It could be better, and it should be better, but that's only number one. I have a few more ideas. Next, I am gonna be talking about Sarakasucas, because this thing, also incredibly old for the Path of Titans game. It's basically been here for a long time, before Gondor. And Gondor is quite old now anyway. But Sarakasucas, why do I think this thing of all things needs a TLC? Well, apart from the model having these weird, bumps all over it, I know it's supposed to be armor, but it really does not indicate that. Every time I look at the back of a Sarco, I think it's like a part of a Kit Kat that you're just gonna break off and start chewing on. Because for crocodile armor, I don't know. It looks a bit funky, with the little ridges. Let's see if I can zoom in here. You see what I mean with these ridges? To me, it just looks like part of a Kit Kat. You'd snap in half and just nom 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 nom. But anyway, there is also more to Sarko. Skins are fine, subs are fine, but what is this? What is this? What am I supposed to do? Choose between these bites? Oh yes, let me just put crushing bite and bite on. There we go, I'm done. Maybe the occasional grab. Senses. Oh no, drench blows is the only good one there. Metabolism, hypercarnivore or fisher, and then scales. Wow, I'm gonna put resilient scales on. Tail, well, tail you actually do have a few uses, but, most people either use lunge, or armored tail. But, why? Why don't you have any passives or any front limb or back limb? Give it a turn bite or something. Give it a passive where it can sit in the sun or something. Please, Alderon. It's Sarakasucas. This thing, back in the day, back in my day, our sentence, this thing used to be the most popular thing prehistoric ever. No one cared about T-Rex, Trike, or anything. They cared about Sarakasucas. It was the number one. And now look at it. It's just this thing. It's got nothing. What is this? 5 slots. We have 5 slots on Sarakasucas. And maybe I'm just thinking, everything's got to have loads of abilities, but for 5 ability slots, Sarko needs a bit better. It needs better treatment. Alrighty, so the next one is a herbivore, but for a little bit of a change, it's Styreosaurus. The poor Styrex. Look at this. This model is fine, but because of what they've done with Eotrike, I think Styrex could be a bit different in how it looks. You know, there's, I don't know, the textures or something, it just looks a bit too smooth and shiny, I guess. But then if we also go into abilities, I'm pretty sure Sarko is less, I think it's more lackluster than Sarko actually. So let's have a look at this. Head. We only have headbutt and block. Wowzers. Sense. We only have stampede. Diet. We have two. That's cool. Hide. Resilient. Charge. Or, sorry, legs. We have charge and strong legs. This thing has got no reason to use any other different type of build. You literally would just stick on charge, and then everything else you don't even change. Just put the only thing you can on. And it's just like there's no variety. And I know Styrak is literally one of the first things that was in this game, because this thing is old as hell. But Alderon, please give Styrak a TLC. I really wish this thing got some sort of attention now, because like I say, it's so old in this game. It's been one of the first things that was added, and I really do think it should get a TLC. But anyway, leave a comment down below on what abilities you think Styrak would get if it got a TLC. Because, you know, I'm stupid. I don't really know too many abilities, but Styrak, I think you could do some cool, funky stuff with it, especially with these giant spikes on its frill. And the final one that I'm gonna wish got a TLC before I start speculating is the Lasadronius. The poor Thal, this thing could have been done so much better. I mean, just look at the tail real quick. It clips through the wing. It straight up just clips through the wing, just with the normal animation. When Thal came out, this thing was brilliant. It was the first flyer in Path of Titans. It was crazy. But now it's just here to make noise and not be used with, again, lackluster in abilities. There is literally one. It has one attack, by the way. One attack. All this thing can do is this, and maybe crash into you. Thalmakazi and just bite. That is all Thal can do, and it sucks. For being the first flyer, it can't do anything, especially against other flyers. And I'm pretty sure this thing was a ground hunter in real life, but in the game it's like a fisher for some reason. Like, it can just dive in the water, which, you know, I guess that's an interesting choice for your first flyer, to make the ground hunter a fisher, but, you know, I'm not going to get into all that. But they could have done, well, not they could have. When it was released, it was cool. You know, they gave it a. I believe I have a little game theory. They only gave it one attack because it was a flyer, and they didn't want it to ruin the PvP system or balancing. Because, you know, even to this day, you can just hover above a Spino and just bite it, and there's not much that Spino can do. Oh, well, actually, because of the new way stomps work, they hit flyers, but you know, you might still be able to get out of the range. Either way, you know, now that this thing's been in the game for so long, Thal could have been. It could have so much more. You know, I'm not, again, with what I said with Stark, I don't know perfect abilities that could go with this thing, but they could give it something to maybe focus more on ground hunting. I don't know, just give it something. Even give it something from Quetz if you must. Just give it, or not Quetz, sorry, Hatzegopteryx I meant. Just give it something different, something else, something more than just bite. Because, like, come on. It's even using the old texture for Rex's crushing bite. Not the charge one, sorry, the quick bone break one, which does have a new texture now, and this just uses the old one. I mean, please Alderon, please TLC Thalasmadronius. Give it some love. But anyway, so now we're on to the part of the video where I'm going to speculate the two TLCs which I think are going to be next. Not the next two TLCs, but which one could be next out of these two dinosaurs. Now, from what I've seen, Alderon have been doing herbivore, carnivore, carnivore. But with what we have in game, let me just spawn in on Alberta real quick, because this is one of them. What we have in game is not representing carnivore, herbivore. Because look, they've given it new passives. It has Armored Skull and Counterattack. No, Counterattack, that's a cool ability. But this thing doesn't have block. so it can't even use it. It has an ability that it can't use. Automatically counterattack after successfully blocking. Where's the block, Alderon? Where is it? Now, again, I'm not fully 100% on this thing, but if this thing did get a TLC, wouldn't that be cool? Plus, if counterattack on this thing, that'd be pretty amazing to see. Like, imagine an Allo bites you and you counterattack it. That'd be sick. I'd love that in this game. But this is only one of the things which I think is getting a TLC. The next one is also a herbivore. Again, I don't think I am just gonna hit you with a game theory here. I don't think the next one's a carnivore. They just haven't done enough to any carnivores for me to think that. But Albertoceratops, and let me just spawn on it. Actually, I'm gonna have to make one, but that doesn't take too long. Little Anodontosaurus. Now, this thing did get changed slightly when the new update for Barz's TLC came out. And it's with this. Look, it's got a new crouch animation. Look how cool that is. Look at it. It raises its tail. Now, if you're wondering, does it affect the attacks? This one, no. This one, no. This one, yes. This one will swing higher. Here, let me /set marks and put in a big funny number. I will equip this attack, and again, if you guys have any questions or anything, or even your opinions, or if you agree with me, please let me know in the comments. I really am interested to read them. But anyway, look, it swings the tail upwards now a little bit more. Look at that, that's sick. I love that. So hopefully, if Anodontosaurus is the next one, I praise that they remove Hunker. Or even change them. Just both of these, change how they work completely. Because currently, the sitting in one spot or crouching in one spot type gameplay and being near unkillable while spamming one AoE or bone breaking stuff, it suits an Ankylosaurid, but it sucks to play it in game, and it sucks to fight against it, because you can be a T-Rex, and Anna will just sit there and tank you, and there's nothing you can do. But, I don't really have much to say. So, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. It helps me out an absolute ton. Also, I'm really intrigued to read any comments that are left on this video. Whether it's you, commenting what abilities you think these things should have, or even if you're commenting what TLC you think is next. I really want to read them. So, anyway, have a wonderful day, everyone. Make sure you take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.